Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to League Racing on this channel. It's been like 4 years since I last did a League Racing video, but we are back and I'm really excited to be back on this channel. So this is the AfRoleague from Australia, guys. So I'm back on PC and I'm really excited to be back on this game. It's been, as I said, a long time since I last raced, and I feel like this is a good game to get back on. Obviously, cars that are actually more enjoyable to drive, but is the online better? We'll see, hopefully, over this season. I mean, fingers crossed, but so far, it wasn't the greatest start. Unfortunately, we had to restart this race after a massive safety car glitch in the first initial race, which ruined like 3 or 4 people's races, which is a bit unfortunate. But we're on board here with Zafso on his qualifying lap here. We had to do a restart and a one-shot qualifying because it was getting quite late. But on board with Zafso here on the onboard lap here for the Australian Grand Prix qualifying here. You can see on his dashboard he's currently P13. I think there's about 17 or 18 people racing in this race. Of course, there's a 22 car field, but of course not everyone can make it to every race, which is understandable. So he's doing a good job right now, up to P12 here for Zafso. We've got 2 more on board as well. We'll see those guys on board in a little bit here. But the onboard lap here from today comes on board here with Zafso around the last couple of corners here in Australia. It looks like a pretty solid lap. Looks like he's up into P11. Can he break into the top 10 here? That'd be interesting. Or will he stick with P11? I mean, P11 is not a bad place to start if you're not at the pace of the top guys, because you have that fresh set of tyres available to you unless it changes weather conditions for the race. But DRS is active up to the start finish line. Rick is going to be on pole position there with a 122. 122.3. James in P2, Rigorous, Tiger, Mysterion, Fopper is your top 5. Smeltino, which we're going to see his point of view in a minute as well. I'm starting 13th, and the legend himself, the Grid Walker. Yes, you heard that name right, but he's now down as Super Beer 8, but he's racing once again, a big friend of the channel. But anyway, lights are out and away we go for the first race of the season. Zafso doesn't get the greatest starts in the world, and he's already lost the position to Red Bull. Into the first corner, I go around the outside, and there's someone down the inside. I don't think they are, but unfortunately for Zafso, he's lost 2 positions there. He is down to P13. So now we're heading out to turn number 2 here, and this is where it all sort of bunches up and there's a bit of contact. There's cars off the track. It looks like there's a Force India and a Ferrari. I think that's the Ferrari Mysterion, and the Force India, they're a Rigorous Tiger, which is really unfortunate as those 2 guys started right near the front here. So this is on board with Niels here, Super Beer 8, to start off this race here. Unfortunately, he crashed in qualifying. It's the reason why he's starting P17, but he's trying the alternative strategy here, starting on the super soft tyres here. So down to the first corner here. He's looking to the outside. He's trying to look down the inside of the Sauber. He's gone around the outside of the Sauber. A little bit of contact there, but he's passed Zed Adeb. I'm really bad with names, you guys know. Maybe you can help me out if you're in the league and I've said your name wrong. Please leave it in the comment section. But down the inside here, he looks down the inside of King Panda. A bit unfortunate there was contact between the Force India and the Ferrari. We're going to see that point of view there from Smeltino in a second here. So we're going to see this whole start again. And he was commentating over the race, or he was talking with, I think this was he talking with? I can't remember who he was talking with there. I think it might have been Light Cruiser over the chat now. But yeah, he was talking to Light Cruiser, which is why I've muted this down a little bit. Into the first corner, Rick leads James. But a bit of lag, unfortunately, there for Smeltino, meaning as that because has gone through there. But Fopper and Rigorous Tiger are going side by side here. Mysterion defending the inside line. And yeah, looks like here, just unfortunately, Rigorous Tiger a little bit late on the brakes there. They're all trying to go for one piece of track there on the first lap of the race, and I think very unlucky there for the Ferrari to lose those positions here on the first lap of the race. It was very unlucky to get caught up in that Fopper as well. But anyway, going back on board with Zafso here, you can see I've got myself up into P9 here, Jeebus in P10, and Zafso in P11, and SA1. We're going to call him that. We'll just call him SA1 because I'm bad with names, you guys know. But, oh, slight mistake there from Zafso, not turning in quite at the normal point, but SA1 goes through. And he's up into P11, but I'm happy personally for my start. Getting myself up into the top 10 straight away is exactly what I wanted. But into the fast left-hander, King Panda tries to go down the inside of Zafso. But oh, there's a crash. There's a big crash. It's Delta Alpha. So unfortunately for Zafso, his teammates just hit the wall. A crash here on the first lap of the race, getting wide over the curves, and spun himself into the tyre wall, which is unfortunate for him. Now we're going side by side here. We've got on the left-hand side, obviously, we've got Zafso. On the right-hand side, we've got Niels, Super Beer. But they're going to get quite close here down the main straight here. So they're all battling over here with King Panda. Is that someone diving into pit lane? I think it might have been. I think it might be. Who is it? Jeebus, I think, is in pit lane. Jeebus in pit lane. He might have sustained damage. Zafso really close into turn 1. Is he going to be able to get past King Panda? No, there's contact. Oh, that's so unfortunate there. So unfortunate for Zafso and Niels as well. He gets front wing damage, big front wing damage because of that. Oh, that's really unlucky for those two guys there. They were trying to get past King Panda, but Unfortunately, King Panda not taking quite the apex speed that maybe Zafso thought, and Zafso unfortunately spun it around, lost time there, and Neil's obviously losing part of his front wing as well, which is really gutting for both of those guys because they were both trying the alternative strategy, starting on the super soft tyre, meaning they're going to be a little bit ruined for this race. But you can see Mysterion, after being involved in the first lap incident, unfortunately for him, I don't think he was ready to fault there. I think it was just unfortunate rigorous Tiger, just breaking a tiny bit late, too late. It's just a racing accident, but just breaking a little bit too late, unfortunately for him. Now, we turned off the safety car because of the absolute mess in the first race, and that's nothing to do with the drivers, it's completely down to the game just breaking. But we turned it off, and it meant there was a yellow flag through that part of the track for the whole race, because Delta Alpha cars could not be recovered, which is a bit unfortunate. But anyway, Neil's coming to pit lane, unfortunately having to change over to well, it's going to be the soft tyres here. He's going to try and do the rest of the race on and changing the front wing as well. So really unfortunate for Niels there. My teammate, of course, me and him are teammates. I was a little bit gutted, of course. I was very gutted because I thought Niels and I could have a really good... oh, very close in the pit lane there. It definitely could have been an unsafe release, but luckily for Niels, I think Zadedeb sort of ghosted a little bit there. Niels a little bit squirrely on pit exit as Rigorous Tiger coming down the main straight, who pitted on the first lap. Looks like these two guys are going to battle over P14 maybe for the rest of this race, or maybe could get involved. But both these guys are quick. That's the really unfortunate thing for these two guys getting involved in that early accident. Both of them are so quick, and unfortunately they're going to lose a bit of time here, or lose a lot of time through running the soft tyres for the rest of this race, which looks like it's the strategy which they're probably going to be working towards for the rest of this race here. But Neil's currently in P14, and I'm not exactly sure the rest of the guys are, but Rigorous Tiger very quick in qualifying. And unfortunately for him, he's now stuck up behind Niels, who I'd say probably isn't quite as quick around Australia as Rigorous Tiger. But we'll see as the race goes on. Maybe Niels can hold him off, we'll see. But Niels, you probably remember him from the channel. The Grid Walker was his channel back in the day. An absolute legend of the channel, big friend. And we've been speaking ever since, but he hasn't really been making YouTube videos. But anyway, it's nice to see him back. I really appreciate him joining the league. Anyway, into pit lane comes Zafso. This is lap number 9 out of 15 here. Obviously going a bit longer on the super soft tyres in comparison to the Ultras, which were pitted probably like lap 6 or 7. He's throwing on those ultra soft tyres now for the rest of this race, and he's exiting pit lane. You can see I'm currently P12. I've made my pit stop. I'm thinking other people possibly haven't made their pit stop just yet, but just for me, it wasn't the greatest race. And look at this, Zafso comes out behind Neil, so this is going to be an interesting battle between the two of them. Who can come out ahead here? But Zed Adeb still in P15 there, but nice to see him still going, which is good. Right, so we skip ahead to lap number 11 here. Really interesting to see Niels and Zafso still going at it on two very different compounds of tyres. It's nice to see them still pushing each other to the limit here on lap number 11. This is a battle for no points whatsoever, but they're still battling like absolute legends. So, through the right-hander, switch back to the left, then the right once again. Looks like Niels might be overtaken here. He's defending the inside line as he should be. Zafso trying to go around the outside. The ultra soft tyres, of course, having more grip, and unfortunately for Niels, as they go side by side here, there's just nowhere near as much grip on the soft tyres as the Ultras, but they're side by side still. Zafso, is he going to go down the inside? Has he made the move? Yes, he has. He's got the move round the outside there. Finally appears. Of course, Niels using the cockpit camera means the field of view isn't quite as easy to see in the like for watching it back, but it's still really interesting to see Niels with a very different sort of camera layout than I have, for example, which you guys will see in the next video, which is China, which I'm really happy to show you guys because actually it was a really good race for me personally. But we'll get onto that obviously tomorrow. You guys will see the AfRoleague China up tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy these episodes. I am going to try and put as much time and effort into these as possible, and of course loads of different angles as well. But Zafso's made a mistake. He's off the track, and I think he's going to be overtaken by Niels. Yes, he is. So we're on board here with Zafso. A bit of a lock up there already. So this is a replay to see what happened here. So Zafso pushing to the limit on his ultra soft tyres, trying to get away from Niels, try and break the DRS here on lap number 12. But I think, does he catch the grass? He just catches the grass, which means he does, of course, doesn't have as much grip to slow down there. Really unlucky there for Zafso. And I'm not too sure whether he has damage or what, because he's a little bit sideways. I don't know whether he's got any further damage, but unfortunately for him, it doesn't look like any points are going to be scored for Haas here today. So on board with Niels here. It looks like King Panda is up for the taking here. King Panda has lost a few positions. So can Niels close him down and possibly get past him? So I think personally I'm in P10 right now. I can't actually remember. We might see in a second if Niels goes for the overtake. But I think I'm not having the greatest race of my life in P10. You can see on the mini-map, yeah, I'm only just ahead of King Panda here. So yeah, I'm not having a great race. And King Panda's made a slight mistake. Niels does a good job to avoid him there. Ultra Softs versus Softs. As Niels going past, he's got the run around the outside. It's still side by side. King Panda's was on the inside, but he backs off. Oh, a bit sideways there from Niels. There's the destroyed Haas in the middle of the track here, but it's close here between Niels and King Panda here for P11. And to be fair, I'm not that further up the road. Considering what a weird strategy Niels has been on, he's doing a solid job to keep up with me here. He's doing a really good job, and I think that just shows I'm not very quick around Australia. I think that's pretty evident. I think on raw pace, Niels is much quicker than me, so we'll see as the races go on. But of course, I need to get any luck I can, and of course, the luck is sort of with me here today. 14 people still running. I managed to look like I'm going to be in a points position. Niels is 8 seconds behind, so unless I do anything too silly, looks like I'll bring home P10 and a 1 point for Toro Rosso here today. But King Panda putting the pressure on Niels here, but he's not quite close enough, I don't think. There's a destroyed car on the inside there. Still another yellow flag, which is a little bit annoying. Yellow flags all over the place, and as there's no safety car, they can't be cleared up, which is just such a weird rule. Why can't they just be ghosted? I don't know, but yeah, that's the way it is. Currently I'm P11. Sorry, I'm P10. Niels P11. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm not very good around Australia. I'd say I couldn't have expected too much more. Of course, I'd have loved to have taken some more points here today, but it's the way it goes. So across the line, I'm P10. Congratulations to James. He won the race. You guys saw his name pop up for a brief second. Now, I do apologise. There was no footage from the front end of the field here, unfortunately. I definitely think Sveltino probably would have been up there, but he didn't have a lot of footage to show me, so he only sent me a couple of laps there. So yeah, interesting race there. Unfortunately for the Toro Rosso team, our team, only 1 point. That's for me, but I think Niels will definitely overtake me in the next couple of races. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, guys. Really looking forward to the rest of the season. Not exactly sure what King Panda was doing here. Was he showing off? A little bit, yeah. But there we go. So 1 point for Toro Rosso. Congratulations to James Pilbeam, who won the race. We'll see the full standings in a second here, but great stuff from James to get the first race of the season. Let's have a quick look at what the standings are like once the game finally loads. Maybe it does the podium celebration first. I'm not too sure, but yeah, good stuff. So yeah, James wins the race. It looks like, is that Fopper, I think, in P2 there, which is great for him. Fopper grabbing some valuable points for the championship, and a Mercedes there in P3. I'll see in a second when the timing screen comes up who is who. I'm still getting used to everyone's name because, of course, a lot of names, if not all of the names, are different to my last AfRoleague season. So, yeah. Oh, look, there's big old Cyril. Cyril, the legend himself. But Renault wins. Sauber in second. Very legit podium. But there we go. Awesome race. James wins. Fopper in second. Oh, Rick was third. Oh, he had a penalty, but I don't think it affected his time at the end. Bash Condito? Probably wrong, but he's in P4. Smittino in P5. Then SA in 6th. Light Cruiser in 7th. Mysterion then finishing in 8th. 9th was Jeebus. 10th was myself. I was a little bit gutted not to beat Jeebus. Him and I were having a pretty close battle. I was a little bit gutted to finish behind him. Niels finishing in P11 there. James finishing in P12. P13 for Sven, King Panda. Then Zafso did retire in the end. I think he pulled into the pit lane and retired once he made a mistake. I think he got some front wing damage. Jarno, Callum and Willem also retiring as well. Unlucky for Willem. Delta Alpha there. First lap of the race, first lap of the season, getting a little bit crossed up and ending in the wall, so really unlucky for him. But there we go, first race of the AfRoleague back, and I'm really excited to see how the season goes, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. Hopefully you did, and I'll see you guys around tomorrow for the next episode, which is China, which I have more points of view from, and I think it's a better race as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys around tomorrow. Goodbye.